My name is Irvin Pack. I was born in Bakersfield, California, August 24th, 1940. I identify as the second generation. I had 5 sisters. We were all in this little house on 41st Street. We had a neighbor that lived behind us, and for some reason I always felt uneasy around them. I think it was because they were Japanese, and they had probably just come back from a relocation camp. So I'm not sure, but I always had the feeling that my parents did not want to associate with their daughter. I think her name was Irene. Probably on their side and on my parents' side, there must have been a little bit of anxiety. I mean, as a 5-year-old in 1945, I didn't even know there was a war. I didn't know there was Japanese-Korean animosity. I don't ever remember anybody saying, don't play with Irene. There was always an uneasiness about them. Either my parents maybe would just not talk about it, or maybe the family, the Japanese family, maybe they just didn't want to have any trouble, or maybe they suspected that we being Korean, that they would be, offend us somehow. But no, I wasn't even aware of all that. My parents were very hesitant being around white people. I distinctly remember when we had an old car, my father was making a left turn and wasn't turning fast enough for the person behind. Driver drove by and he said, "You goddamn Chinaman, get out of the way." So I guess there was a lot of prejudice around it I wasn't aware of particularly. We just didn't want to deal with the possibility of having some kind of bad reaction and dealing with white people. My parents experienced more discrimination than I did because I was only 5 or 6. But I had a good time in junior high school. I produced a play, acted in it, wrote it. I was always involved in high school drama. Mr. Plaskoff was a teacher. And there would be a Shakespeare contest at UCLA every year. I won one, second place, something. I have a little trophy somewhere. And I was a photographer for the theater arts department for several years. I always felt that the drama department and theater arts were not recognized by the journal student body. I mean, the football and basketball teams are huge. I just spoke to Warren Lee, Reverend Warren Lee, a few months ago, and he said that Warren was sitting with 2 Caucasian friends, and a frat person came up to them and soliciting them to join. And he made a point of saying, the 2 white friends are welcome, but not you. I mean, that's a bold statement that they could say like that in those days and get away with it. When I was at UCLA, I applied to an outside firm to be a photographer, and I was told that I would have to find my own group of people to take a picture of. They couldn't assign me to just anybody. You can work for us, but you have to find your own jobs and make your own contracts. So I just didn't do that. Well, my father never pressured me to do anything particularly. Well, he only had an 8th grade education because his father forced him to work on the farm. He was very upset about that. He wanted to make sure that all the children got through high school at least, and he was thrilled when myself and my sister Margaret got advanced degrees. I really wasn't that great a student. I couldn't concentrate that much. I think I took a legal course, and after about 2 weeks, I just dropped it. I couldn't make anything out of that, because all my time was being spent doing extracurricular activities in the theater department. I was in a couple of small plays at UCLA, and I served on the crews. And we actually went on tour to Berkeley, and I was stage manager of a play. So the whole cast and crew just drove up there and performed and drove back. I went to officer candidate school, traveled all over the eastern United States making training films. I went to Vietnam for 6 months. I went to Hawaii for a special Signal Corps project. That was probably one of the big highlights. And then working on a television show, ER. Did that for 14 years. I was able, while in the Army, to participate in Army Pictorial Center in Long Island City, where I would become a script supervisor on film crews. And then when I got out, a friend of mine from college, they were doing Disney nature films. So I went to Salt Lake City, did a film about an owl. Then I went to Alaska and Florida to follow the flight of a peregrine falcon. And then industry-wide mandate came down from the Justice Department to hire more minorities. So I was able to get into film editing. But things opened up a lot more. I mean, it was a big deal the first time a woman assistant was going to be hired by Universal. That was like a huge deal. But things have opened up a lot more. It's amazing. Totally shocked that Parasite would win an Academy Award. But it's amazing, you know, the boy bands and K-pop music. I can't give advice to younger people. I mean, I think everybody's just doing so well. Just follow your dreams, I guess. Just do whatever you can. My name is Irvin Pak, and this is my Korean American story.